Nellie's Dance. Outside the Massillon State Hospital, a Gothic structure in Massillon, Ohio. The year is 1975. Inside the state hospital, 70-year-old Nellie Zimmerman, a feisty, deaf, blind patient, sits in a chair under a sheet and finger spells.
Forgiveness. Let's see the S-I-N, sin. G-I-V-E, give. Take away the G at the F.
Where shall we go today, Nellie? To the farmer's market or to the Cleveland Museum of Art?
Oh, Daddy, I want to do both. And tonight I want to go to the barn dance.
50-year-old Carrie Dixon, a hospital volunteer, holds a notepad and looks around Nellie's ward. The notepad reads, Nellie Zimmerman. Carrie slowly removes Nellie's sheet, startling Nellie, who's blindfolded. Carrie watches Nellie fingerspell and pulls up a chair.
For thine is the kingdom, the power and the glory forever and ever. Amen.
They fingerspell.
Hi.
Oh, hi. What's happening in the world? Who's the president? Is there a peace in the world?
Are you Nellie Zimmerman?
Yes. Where am I? $18 years?
Nellie is dumbfounded.
I am not crazy. I don't belong here. Who are you? How did you find me?
My name is Carrie Dixon. I'm deaf and I volunteer here. A friend of mine heard that there were deaf-blind patients and no one on the staff could communicate with them, so I agreed to look into it. What about your family?
I haven't heard from anyone. Mama died when I was 4. No one except Daddy could talk to me. When Daddy died, I lived with relatives until I couldn't stand the sound and began throwing temper tantrums to release my frustration.
Carrie places Nellie's hands on the sheet.
I can't see or hear people who want to hurt me coming, so I learned to hide. If they can't see me, they don't bother me so much. Please, get me out of here!
Carrie pats Nellie's hands reassuringly.
Yes, I understand there are things you need to know so you can help me. Well, I began losing my eyesight when I was a teenager due to neurological disease. A weak constitution caused me to lose my hearing. I was deaf by age 8 and blind by age 25. Daddy brought me hearing devices. They didn't help. He even hired a pilot to do a suicide drive with me in the plane because someone said it might help get my hearing back.
Carrie touches Nellie's dirty blindfold. Nellie jerks back.
My eyes hurt.
I will ask the doctor to check your eyes. Is there anything special you want or need?
I would like some current reading material. Also, I enjoy making crafts. What do you like to do? Do you have flowers in your yard? I love springtime. What do things look like outside? Tell me about the weather.
Carrie fingerspells. Nellie nods her head vigorously and signs.
Yes, yes, yes. 2 days. You promised to come back in 2 days.
Carrie and Nellie, no sheet or blindfold, fingerspell.
I told my friend Jim Schneck about you. He's a student at the University of Akron. He works with deaf and deaf-blind people who don't belong in an institution. We are going to tell others your story and recruit their help. We could be in for a long fight. When your family admitted you to a nursing home, the nursing home became your legal guardian. Then the Massillon State Hospital assumed responsibility for you. Hospital officials maintain you can't be placed beyond their control because of liability and financial issues. Recently, the United States Supreme Court ruled that a person who, according to a doctor's diagnosis, was not dangerous to himself or others could not be committed to or held at a mental institution against his or her will.
What about the money?
Groups are pledging funds for your care. The University of Akron Law School has offered free legal service. We want to keep everyone informed with a newsletter produced in large print and in Braille. We need your thoughts and input.
I will be a writer like Helen Keller.
Who better to tell your story than you?
Where will I live?
At a boarding house. The National Fraternal Society for the Deaf would pay your living expenses. Volunteers would take you wherever you need to go. Sooner or later, you will be free.
Outside the state hospital, 1 year later,
I am free.
a Nellie volunteer, 27-year-old Emily Street, hearing impaired, leads Nellie down a residential street. Nellie carries a shopping bag. They pause and fingerspell.
I remember hearing the birds. Are they singing now?
Emily fingerspells. Yes. Emily leads Nellie to a large tree. They pause, and Nellie fingerspells.
Thank you for everything you have done. I've forgotten how it feels to be free. Tell me everything you see.
Emily puts Nellie's hands on the tree. Nellie feels the bark. Their smiles are brighter than the sunshine. Boarding house, Nellie's room. Nellie sits in a rocking chair across from Emily. She removes a bar of fancy soap from a silver bag. She smells the soap, places the soap back in the bag, and then places the bag on a small table. They fingerspell.
I like to go to the mall. I can walk freely. There are no cracks in the sidewalk, no curbs, and no steps. There are so many things to be touched and try on. When can we go back again?
Nellie, I have to go.
I want to hear more about you, Emily, please.
I am single and in my late 20s. I've been hearing impaired since I was 11. I attended Malone College and taught high school. Now I'm a nurse's aide at a group home for the blind. I really have to go.
I will make you some tea, and you can relax here.
Nellie stands and walks out. Emily sits back and sighs. Nellie sits alone in her bedroom.
Blessed are the poor in spirit, for there is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are those who mourn, for they will be comforted. Blessed are the meek, for they will inherit the earth.
She leans over in her rocking chair, takes a sachet pillow out of a small basket, and sews the pillow. She rocks slowly. She lays the sachet pillow in the basket. She checks the time on a Braille pocket watch on a chain around her neck and rocks slowly. Nellie picks up a flowered teacup and saucer from the small table and takes a sip of tea. She puts the teacup and saucer back on the table. She grips the arms of the rocking chair until her knuckles turn purple. She rocks harder. She leans her head back and shakes. Nellie rocks slowly, folds her hands in her lap, tilts her head to one side, and dozes off. Emily arrives and pats Nellie's shoulder.
Oh, Emily!
Emily sits down. They fingerspell.
I was lonely. It had been 4 days since anybody talked to me. I couldn't stand it anymore.
Neighbors have complained. Now we have less than 30 days to find you a place to live.
Nellie yanks her hands away.
I want to be more than a shady case. I want the people to stop me. I want to make fun.
Emily admires the sachet pillow. Nellie gropes for Emily's hands.
Emily!
Emily holds Nellie's hands reassuringly and fingerspells with a smile.
Nellie, you can live with me.
Nellie grins and nods excitedly. Nellie waves a dish towel in Emily's smoke-filled kitchen. Emily rushes in, pats Nellie on the shoulder, bangs the lid on the pot, and waves the towel. Nellie sits down. Emily throws the towel on the table and sits by Nellie. They fingerspell.
You promised not to walk to the grocery store or use the stove again when I'm working. It isn't safe.
Emily folds her hands and bows her head.
Dear Lord, you called me to take Nellie into my home. You know she needs a full-time companion. I don't know how I can provide for us if I have to stay home with her. So I'm giving it over to you.
Nellie feels Emily's hands and signs her apology.
I'm sorry.
They fingerspell.
I have decided to quit my job and be here with you.
Oh, you're such a good friend. We'll have a great time. Oh, can we afford it?
I have a small inheritance from my grandmother.
God always makes things work out all right.
Tell me how you spent your time at the state hospital.
I had a routine. It took about 3 weeks to play my head game and recall words of the Bible. When I finished, I start over again.
Head games?
I would see how many words I could make out of the letters in one word and use each letter twice to make even more words. I play arithmetic games and work with decimal, fraction, and square roots. I did invented logic puzzles and did algebra using 2 variables.
You're a genius. How would you like to go to college?
Nellie signs excitedly.
Where? When? How?
Give me time to tell you, okay? Malone College accepts handicapped people, and they offer free non-credit classes for seniors.
They fingerspell.
I want to study history, literature, philosophy, and the Bible.
Malone College classroom. Nellie and Emily sit at a table. Nellie feels and smells her textbooks. The religion professor walks in. Nellie and Emily fingerspell.
The history book is heavier than the other. How am I going to read all of those books?
Michelle, a classmate, watches them.
I will fingerspell them to you until we find someone to transcribe your reading assignments into Braille. All you need to do is learn the alphabet. H-I. Hi. N-E-L-L-I-E. Nellie.
Hi, what's your name?
Michelle.
Hi, Michelle.
What can you see?
Emily fingerspells Michelle's questions to Nellie.
I can see light, but not shape or thing, like people or tree.
What do you hear?
Nothing. I can remember many sounds, like the howling wind, piano, and horse and buggy.
What's your favorite sound?
Daddy's voice, the way he said my name.
The professor removes his glasses.
Before we begin, would you and Nellie like to explain what it's like for Nellie to be deaf and blind and what it's like for you to live with her?
Emily fingerspells to Nellie. Nellie nods. Emily stands and leads Nellie to 2 chairs in the front of the classroom. Emily fingerspells to Nellie.
Use your voice.
My will comes in hand.
Nellie feels Emily's face.
I feel with my hand. What my hand touches real. I talk with my hand, and I feel noise with my head, bone, hand, and feet.
Classmates listen intently.
I talk with all my part of my body. My behavior is my language. As I talk with my hand, my language is a direct part of my reality. There is no difference between my reality and what I say, because everything comes in a package for me. My perspective is my reality. My hand tells me true. All of my reality I usually get from language.
Nellie is very independent. She about drove me crazy shopping alone. She can cook, clean, and sew. I'm the messy one. She's training me to put things back in their place so she can find them. She loves car rides and mentally counts body leans as we turn the corners to keep track of where we are.
Emily cues Nellie to speak.
When I became blind, my one great fear was that I would find myself alone and not know where I was. I had a terrifying nightmare and constantly need assured that someone always here.
The professor walks to the podium.
Thank you both for sharing that with us.
Emily leads Nellie to their table. And fingerspells the professor's remarks.
Jesus preached the good news, healed the sick, and cast out demons.
He is not right. If I'm wrong, I'll buy you a beer tonight. If I'm right,
Will you just listen?
you left out the fact that Jesus also raised the dead.
Yes, I did. I stand corrected.
Nellie smiles smugly and nods. College bar, Nellie's table. Emily and Nellie fingerspell. Michelle joins them. She has a newspaper.
What's happening?
we're discussing the world religion, capitalism, and socialism, women's liberation, and solving world problems like overpopulation and the depletion of natural resources. Join us.
Michelle sits down and puts Nellie's hands on the newspaper.
You are famous.
Emily fingerspells to Nellie.
The Fellowship of Christian Singers group in Maryland installed a story and asked us to speak in their meeting.
We are both nervous because we've only ever spoken to classmates, but we need the money for expenses.
Nellie takes a Braille poem out of her macrame purse.
When the group called, we were reading Plato, discourses and comments on the nature of beauty. I wrote a little something to read at the meeting.
Michelle smiles and nods. Nellie traces the words with her fingertips.
The art of life consists of the ability to see the beauty in one life. For without beauty, life is the dead-end experience. Beauty to me is the feeling fur of the kitten, smelling of roses, and tasting of good dinner. Beauty is feeling silk guard, the coolest of one bed sheet at night before one goes to sleep. Beauty is smelling the scent of soap, the aroma of a fresh baked applesauce pie. Beauty is tasting the cup of tea after breakfast. The melting flavor of a supreme pizza on a Friday night, and feeling the sauce dribble down the chin.
Michelle pats Nellie's hands.
It's beautiful.
Emily fingerspells to Nellie.
Thank you.
College students get up and dance. Nellie stands and sways to the music.
Is it okay if Nellie dances?
Emily fingerspells to Nellie. Nellie grins and shakes her head yes. Michelle stands, places Nellie's hand on her shoulder, and leads her to the dance floor. A guy, looking tipsy, drinks a beer at a table. He watches the dance floor. He approaches Emily and bumps into her chair.
Hey, why is that old lady dancing with those young kids?
Do you believe in miracles?
Miracles? What miracles?
That old lady used to live at the Massillon State Hospital. Now, she lives with me. She's deaf and blind and goes to college. And that is a miracle.
Emily joins Michelle and Nellie on the dance floor. Nellie's headstone reads, "They said I couldn't do it, but I did." Nellie L. Zimmerman, April 30th, 1906 to October 8th, 1994.